Hey y'all, this is Aj, and this is my review on Belle Collective. I think it's season 6, episode 1, so the premiere episode. Um, so we start off. The first scene is Marie and Latrice, and I came in a little late on the episode, so I kind of missed the beginning. But from what I got out of it, I guess they have let bygones be bygones or whatever. And so basically, the whole gist of it, in my opinion, was basically the villain link up that we needed. So that was cute or whatever. And so then we go over to the Pearsons, Letitia and Glendale. And the first thought I thought when they zoomed in on Letitia putting the rose petals and stuff out was, I know damn well them rose petals is not for Glendale cheating ass. But they trying to start anew again in their relationship, so it is what it is. But I kind of felt the way when he was talking about, oh well, I'm loving the new feminine you, and it's like, who can be in their feminine energy when they man constantly cheating? Like, of course you're gonna be rah rah. Then uh my whole thoughts about that was, of course, men love the cheating piece. So then the next scene that we go to, we get Marie, and she pulling up to a house, and I'm like, I know this is not Marie's house, because if it is, then she done downsized. I mean, and the house didn't look bad, but it wasn't Marie Monroe status. So I'm like, now her back was said, no, we this is not something that I was looking forward to. And I'm like, Marie, why are you spending time with Mr. Monroe? Because yes, he's your counterpart. You're not his counterpart. And Sam was saying all this stuff about how he has seen so much growth in her. And I'm like, have you seen growth in her, or have you seen growth in her coins? Like, let's be real. Then they talk about how sad, has lost his brother, and the death brought them back together. And I'm thinking in my head, of course, niggas love to try to use a death to squirm their way back in your life. So that ain't surprising. And I just feel like Marie got her stuff with her, but I feel like she deserves better. Like, yes, we can say a lot of stuff about Marie through the seasons, but she seems like she is a good person, a genuine person. And I just feel like said don't really mean well. And I feel like he is using the fact that it's familiar to Marie to kind of get himself back in there. And he just always got like a shisty look on his face to me, like swiper, no swiper from Dora or something. So whatever. Then we go over to Selena and her fiance. And all I can think while they talking is Selena is so cute, but her fashion is questionable, and the home decor was a no for me. I mean, and I'm no Martha Stewart myself, but it was giving a little juvenile for me. Uh, for her to be the Beyonce of Jackson, Mississippi. Uh, but then she goes on to talk about how she had a wreck, and so that kind of stifled her part in Taste Latrice's business. And so I'm like, well, Lord, thank God, she alive. And, it could have been way worse, but, God went through with her yet. So hoping she have a good recovery, continue to heal. Um, and so they talking about money and how Mike keeps making purchases, like large purchases, without discussing it with Selena first. And he kind of is not looking like he buying into it. So she like, well, they need to save for a wedding. And Mike is looking alarmed because she talking and all he see is money bags popping up like they had on the screen. So hopefully they get it together. But Mike kind of giving he gonna do what he want to do. He gonna let her talk around in circles, and he gonna do what he want to do. Cause later we see that he just popped up the day before and said he was going to Texas the next day. So obviously he is not taking the communication thing seriously. I mean, he does come off like he loves Selena, but he kind of give me one of those men that may be like stuck in their ways. So wish him the best. Um, Next we go to uh Cliff and Latrice. Uh, and they at Taste. And my inside sources that live around Jackson said that Taste is definitely a vibe as far as the aesthetics, but as far as the food, it was kind of subpar. You know, it just wasn't what they expected. I mean, I haven't had it myself, so I really can't slander Taste. But I mean, it seems to be thriving, so shout out to Latrice and I guess Cliff. Uh, and so they going on about how Cliff they came up with the idea to build like condos or loft spaces or something above like Taste, which I was like, okay, that's cute. That's a real nice idea. But Cliff basically has been using it to stay in there, which is like, Cliff, you're not a bachelor. Like, you're closer to the retirement home than you are to a bachelor pad. Like, do you have a hospital bed in there, Cliff? Like, so anyway, what I got from that was, baby, Latrice, all I can tell you is do not let Cliff and what he got going on and his mischievous actions wear you until your hair is as thin as Cliff's is, honey, because it's hanging on by a shred. Like, baby, Cliff, we know you trying to let the people know you got good hair, and let it go, baby. It's thin on thin ice. Um, so after we wrap up with that, we go to the scene where they having this event for Marie. I can't remember what it was for, but y'all know Marie always doing big things. And one thing about Miss Marie Monroe is that she gonna do a party to solidify anything that she doing. So, the decor is nice. Everybody filing in before Marie make her grand entrance. And they show Tamara walking in, show her in her confessional. I'm like, okay. Miss Midday Diva / Minnie Mouse got her look together, took a few bundles out. She looked good. I'm like, okay. Snap back after she had the baby, but I can't help but thinking, where's Damon now? Come put some of your tea on the TV, Miss Midday Diva. So then we see Carrie. Now I do gotta let y'all in on something. Carrie is a person that is family to me, but I will tell y'all that I am not in any way, shape, form, or fashion gonna be biased because she is family. And I pretty much let her know that anyway. Off rip. So she come in, her and Matt. I'm thinking, how did you get Matt to be on the TV show? Because if you know Matt is not for the glitz and glam, and he don't really like being in the spotlight like that, but he loves Carrie, so Carrie can convince him to do anything, I guess. So they come in, they looking nice. I'm like, okay, I see Carrie in the leather, giving Catwoman. So I was like, okay, the look eats. Everybody, they looking cute. They in they little style or whatever. And but then Carrie brought up something that I had already peeped, and she was like, I'm thinking, it's gonna be a party. We thinking extravaganza, and it's half empty in here. And then I had looked around too and was thinking, now they know they could have paid some extras to fill the rest of the space. Like, okay, we know we want the real people in Marie's life and stuff in there, but they could have got a few little extra people. So said tried to and holler like he wasn't gonna come, and then he showed up. But little did he know, Marie's international lover, this white guy named Martin, showed up too. So I'm like, okay, Miss Monroe said you can't keep up with her switch up, honey. So I'm all for it or whatever, because I ain't really for her getting back with said anyway, because I feel like he don't really got good intentions with Marie, and that she giving him a chance just cause he familiar. And so I'm like, okay, I'm off rip Team Martin. But then, so Letitia and Carrie being the snoop and loud and boisterous and don't care what she say person that she is. So they get to digging around in Martin's tea, and he got kids. So I'm like, okay. But then he says his wife. So Carrie clocked it immediately, and she like, wife, and he like, well, ex-wife, and he like, well, we separated. So Carrie said what I'm saying, like, okay, clock that T. Separated means that you're still married though. So of course they asked, Carrie and Letitia approached Marie and asked her about like the whole separation thing. And so Marie like, well, I don't really want to talk about it, like Harpo, who this woman or whatever. And so I knew then, I was like, oh Lord, Carrie and Marie finna get into it, because truth be told, neither one of their asses don't care what they say anyway. I mean, and I get where Marie coming from or whatever with, I don't know you for you to be in my business like that. But at the same time, I guess because I personally know Carrie, I know she wasn't like meaning no harm by it. I think she was just thinking like, well, this could end up being like a messy situation. Like, is that really what you going for or whatever? I mean, and I agree with that, especially given the messy situation that she already had with said. Like, are you putting yourself in that? But then they're just dating Marie and Martin. So maybe she thinking, well, I'm just having fun or whatever. So, I could see where people think Carrie overstepped her boundaries, because honestly, if I was in Marie's position, I probably would have side-eyed it too. But Marie, you put it out on front street. You put it out on Front Street in front of everybody because you invited both of them to the event. So I kind of feel like it was a little fair game. I wouldn't probably have addressed it, but I would have definitely took note of it. Then they talk about, I guess, the interracial relationship. I guess the producers was asking about it being an interracial relationship with Martin and Marie. And so most of the girls like, no, I've never dated a white man. And I'm like, but half of y'all's men horrible. Maybe y'all should step outside y'all's comfort zone. And that ain't me championing interracial relationships. I am in a relationship. My boyfriend is white and Filipino, looks Hispanic. What do you know? But yeah, he's the only white guy that I've ever seriously dated, and it's working for us. But I digress. So Carrie was saying she dated a white guy in high school, and then after she did, everybody else did. And I'm like, that is so typical Carrie. If you know Carrie, she always thinks she a trendsetter. So I wasn't surprised with that. But I thought that was a little cute segment. Selena was talking about some white star. I can't remember who it was that she thought was good looking. So yeah, in my book, if you good looking, you good looking, no matter what race. Um Also, so then we moved to, I think, the final scene, which was Latrice getting her hair done or getting touched up by her friend Amanda, which we had been introduced to a couple seasons ago, but she seemed like she gonna have a bigger role this season. So Mandy was getting Latrice together or whatever with her hair, and then who came in? Was it Timber? I think it may have been Timber. And so they was talking about like Letitia, and Mandy clocked that tea about how Letitia kind of hide her hand or whatever. And that's true. I've been noticed that about Miss Pearson. Now I feel like she cool or whatever, but she one of them that, I feel like you gotta keep your good eye on. And uh so they was talking about Letitia and Glendale, and Mandy brought up that Glendale been in her DMs. Not surprised at all. Glendale definitely gives thirsty. He tries not to give thirsty, but he definitely he's sliding in everybody DMs that he think look good. But to me, the way that Mandy was so happy to put it out there and stuff was kind of like, that's kind of messy, Mandy, or whatever. And I did though like how Letitia was not Letitia, Lord, Latrice was saying in her confessional that, like, Letitia has been through a lot with Glenn, and she a good woman and deserve better, So back to the scene, Mandy talking about how, showing the receipts or whatever, how Glendale been in her DMs, which I definitely believe is true, but real tea is probably you and everybody else, Mandy. I mean, you cute, so I could definitely see why he in there. But girl, you ain't the only one DMC in either, I'm sure. So basically, I think that's how the episode kind of concluded, and then they give us a little montage preview of what's coming up the season. It's looking like Carrie and Marie gonna clash heads, and which I honestly I kind of feel like Marie the person that's gonna haze the new people that come in anyway. Carrie part of a sorority, so she used to the whole hazing thing anyway, I'm sure. But so I did see on the preview where Marie was basically coming for like Carrie's outfit, saying that like it looked like a grandma. And I was thinking, Marie, you have some cute pieces, you have some cute looks sometimes, but you're really not that fashion girl to be coming for somebody's fashion. So, but we'll see how they go. I'm excited for the rest of the season. I love this show, been watching it since the beginning, have been wanting to start up my YouTube and doing reviews. And when my cousin got on the show, they just was the catalyst for me to go ahead and do it. So see you guys next time. Like, comment, subscribe to your girl, Wizard of Oz, AZH, not OZ.